Hey everyone, this is Michi Hoyer live from Vienna. I'm back in my hotel room. We have just decided to go home, take a break, take a shower from the event, not take a nap. It's not enough time for that, and neither it's daytime for that. But yeah, I thought about quickly going live and sharing my thoughts about this event, sharing my thoughts about um, the results. So I came sixth in the end. I am kind of okay with it. Like targeting, I was at P4. To be all honest, I thought like maybe the best I could get out of this is P4. So P4 would have been also the first spot that gets interesting money, like 500 euros. Not that 300 are bad of P6, but 300 is both for fifth and sixth. So the minimum target was to get at least sixth, which I got. The fifth place wouldn't have gotten me any better or gotten me any more satisfaction, I want to call it. So yeah, being sixth, receiving 300 euros as a prize money is fairly decent. New business contacts, a lot of good talks have been done already on the event, and guys, I just wanna say something that can be freely discussed and that can be quite controversially discussed, but I saw those League of Legend guys, and there's some Clash Royale going on. I saw those guys playing. I saw those guys sort of having a little sweat on the head. No problem. It was quite tough and quite warm in that room or in that hall. But guys, we were sitting in those simulators, and literally everyone, and by everyone I really mean everyone, we have been soaked wet by sweat. It was unbelievable. Like my new gloves are entirely wet from the inside, entirely wet from the outside. My shirt, I mean, it is white, as you can see. I'm happy I'm no girl in that regard because, Jesus, I mean, you could see my skin through that freaking shirt, especially from the back. I'm not sure if video footage has shown this after we got out of the simulators after the event, but it was so intense in terms of um, in terms of sweating. I mean, I'm sitting at home at my G25, G29, and no doubt this wheel is so easy to be turned, the pedal is so easy to be pushed at home. You're still sort of sweating somewhat at home, but here it is just like entirely different. I got out of that simulator and I felt like having played handball for 60 minutes straight away, at least on the left foot and in my arms. It was so intense having high-end equipment. I mean, I'm about to get Felt sprint pedals, which we had on those simulators. Big thank you to Sim4Race again for providing us 8 identical and top quality simulators with no technical difficulties whatsoever. Was a great experience to see that. But it was so intense, as I just said, it was so stressful to handle the wheel, to work the pedal, especially the brake pedal. So that has been an amazing piece of experience. And coming to the point, actually, I don't want to say those guys playing League of Legends are not sweating at all. I'm sure they do, but just a little. And I had a very interesting conversation with someone from the A1 organization team, and she was like, I consider League of Legends the classic esports, and I consider sim racing the virtual sports. And she's somewhat right, because despite we're both gaming, or despite we're both doing an esports, you have to say though that sim racing is way more stressful, especially when playing on high equipment. Everyone was quite done. Everyone looked quite having done some actual sport. Left leg is really feeling a little bit tired right now. So happy to do a good shower now. Happy to get out of those clothes. You see some wide restraint from the sweat everywhere. So the minerals my body gets out on the skin with the sweat. Yeah, they've been soaked up by the clothes, and now I'm really happy to get out of them, get myself fresh. So we're gonna pick up the shuttle again in a 3/4 of an hour, going back, having some drinks, enjoying ourselves, celebrating. I mean, I got €300. I'm fucking happy. I should probably start to realize that a little bit. Like, coming here, 150 save is nice, 300 is awesome. The event was won by Florian Hasse, by the way. He won €3,200. P2 has been achieved by Mark Guzner with €1,600. P3 goes to Devin Browner. P4, Alex Dorneden, 500. And then we had Max, one of the Austrian qualifiers, in P5. Me in P6, Goran in P7, and Robert Wiesenmüller in P8. Actually, I'm sharing the plane with Robert Wiesenmüller on my way back to Stuttgart tomorrow. And to answer your question there, Hugo, I'm from Germany. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for right now. We may have another vlog later that night, I'm not sure yet, but for right now, I just wanted to tell you what's going on. Just wanted to tell you how the things went. So P6, that is actually very good. So I qualified in fourth for that event. So the guys that have been ahead of me in the semi-finals, in the big shootout, they have been ahead of me right now as well, quite expectedly. One of the Austrian qualifiers was ahead of me. So yeah, that is P6. Thank you, Wolfgang Gruber. Was it in the A1 TV? Like in the real television? Has it really been streamed in a real television? I always thought it was like just on a like A1.now platform, so something on demand. Holy shit. Wow, I would love to see this. Really, I need to look back at the stream. I know I have been on camera a few moments. And if you really want to see what I'm talking about people being wet and sweating and actually doing sports, really sports. I just don't want to say the E. It's a sport, for God's sake. Especially when being so wet afterwards. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adam, for coming. Thank you for acknowledging Grace Race. I think final word on this one. It was an extraordinary and outstanding advertising for sim racing. Like, we had one contact, sadly, Max and me, we had one contact in Silverstone where he sort of spun me around. Happily, I just did lose P6, but what he did was remarkable. Despite we were fighting for money, and despite he might have still fight for P4 or whatever, at the end of the race, he lifted the throttle. He let Florian Hasse by, and he let me by to actually acknowledge his mistake, touching me, turning me around. I haven't been flawless in that one. Also, I slept wide and tried to come back to the racing line, and we made contact, but the majority of the mistake was his. He also agreed with that, but it was a true scene of real sportsmanship. And Max, I'm pretty sure you will watch that video at some point. Big thank you, massive respect. Not thank you for letting me by in the first place, but you know what? Those sim races, as we were there, we were sitting together, we were chatting together, we had breakfast for over 3 hours together. We had such a good time. At some point, everyone was like, hey, tomorrow or later we're gonna race each other for 3,500 grand, but we feel like being friends, just having fun here. And that was so nice. That was so amazing. And that was a true piece of awesome sportsmanship by everyone. So that was a great event. I want to see more of this, and I'm happy with P6 getting 300 euros. That is really a good result for me in the end. I'm very happy with that. So guys, as I said, that's gonna do it for now. See you later.